Hi guys, JT here, and today I'll be bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Resident Evil Decades of Horror Bundle of August 2022. To help you answer this question, should you buy it? I will go through from Resident Evil 0 to Resident Evil 4 in storyline order as part 1 and continue to the end in part 2. Otherwise this video is going to be too damn long. If you want to know more about game deals, then feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps the channel out. So let's get into this. At number 1, we have Resident Evil 1 HD, the game that started it all. You play as members of the Special Tactics and Rescue Service, or STARS for short, investigating a strange and gruesome mass murder that occurred in the Spencer Mansion. Upon your arrival to the mansion, flesh-hungry dogs attack and eat most of your team members as you escape into the Spencer Mansion. But are you really safe? The main objective in this game is to escape the mansion, and in order to do that you have to find keys to unlock pathways and rooms throughout the mansion while trying to not have your brains consumed by the undead. A science fiction mystery is also in the works as you uncover mystery upon mystery of the Spencer Mansion and the mass murders that occurred there. There are 2 storylines which you can follow depending on who you choose as your character, either Jill Valentine or Chris Redfield. Both characters will have their own supporting characters and specific stories, so it is generally recommended you play this game at least twice, once with each character. Furthermore, Resident Evil 1 has multiple endings for each character, so if you are a completionist, you will be playing this game for quite a while. Combat is secondary in this game, as you will spend most of your time looking for the next key to get into the next area. You can choose to fight or kill zombies, but bullets and resources are very scarce, and it is generally a bad idea to kill zombies anyway as they will revive as fast-moving crimson heads that are even harder to kill. The mansion is awesome to explore with plenty of secrets hiding behind locked doors. There's a great satisfaction in uncovering the mysteries of the mansion with each door that you unlock. If you bother to read the memos that you found, and I would recommend that you do so, you will learn about the victims of the mansion, and my goodness are they tragic, especially Lisa Trevor's family story, so keep an eye out for that name in the game. Resident Evil 1 is an awesome game, and I would highly recommend it to anybody looking for a great horror exploration game with a conspiracy mystery to uncover. At number 2, we have Resident Evil 0 HD, the prequel to Resident Evil 1. Once again, you play as members of the STARS. Funny enough, this particular member of STARS is also investigating the gruesome murders at the mansion, but they never really manage to get there. Instead, they crash land, and playing as Rebecca Chambers, you find a train that is infested with the undead. While in the train, you meet an escaped convict and ex-military guy, Billy Cohen. In this game, you play as both characters at once, solving puzzles as a team, relying on one another for different abilities, and fighting off zombies together. You both eventually end up in an Umbrella Corporation mansion and training facility, and like the Spencer Mansion, you have to find keys to doors, solve puzzles, and try to escape the mansion while uncovering the mysteries surrounding it. The exploration is just as good as Resident Evil 1. Memos scattered around the mansion gives you an idea of what the mansion was built for, and they are worth reading. I found myself killing more zombies in this game as Crimson Heads aren't really a thing, and having 2 people on the team means more firepower. When you're controlling either character, the other character is controlled by an AI, and it is decent. There aren't multiple endings like Resident Evil 1, but you can replay the entire game as a superpowered Albert Wesker. As Wesker, you can literally kill zombies by looking at them and sprinting around the map. The inventory system is a lot more cumbersome, as there isn't a magic box that appears at checkpoints. But having an expanded inventory of a second playable character helps sort this problem out. Somewhat. Although it isn't as good as Resident Evil 1, it is still an amazing game to play through. It is challenging at higher difficulties, and uncovering the mysteries of the mansion is very satisfying. I will play this game after Resident Evil 1 though, as this game spoils quite a bit of the surprises that Resident Evil 1 throws at you. In fact, if you could, I would recommend playing this game after Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 for the same reason. But the difference in game mechanics in the modern day games takes a bit of mental switch up to do. At number 3, we have Resident Evil 2 Remake. You play as either Leon Kennedy, a rookie cop who is about to start his first day at the Raccoon City Police Department, or Claire Redfield, the sister of Chris Redfield, who is looking for him in Raccoon City. Naturally, things don't go to plan, and Raccoon City is overrun by zombies. You seek refuge in the Raccoon City Police Department, hoping to find some answers, but unbeknownst to you, you've just walked into another puzzle-filled former museum with some dark secrets of its own. This remake of Resident Evil 2 literally remakes the game from the ground up, as the original Resident Evil 2 plays very similar to the HD remaster of Resident Evil 1 and 0, while this game takes on the third-person perspective akin to Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. However, this game is not as action-focused as 4, 5, and 6 and brings it back to its survival horror roots with limited resources to dispatch zombies. This game also brings back the stalker enemy, Mr. X, who will stalk you throughout your stay in the Raccoon City Police Department. When his theme music plays, you know that it is time to run. This game is absolutely amazing. Zombies are not easy to kill as headshots don't instantly kill them and resources are scarce. The police station has plenty of puzzles to solve, doors to unlock, secrets to uncover, and plenty of zombies to dodge or kill. However, if you choose to kill them because it feels more like an action game, you will come to regret it as you will run out of bullets very quickly and have your necks chewed out by zombies. Combat feels fluid with some intense encounters with zombies and Mr. X. I don't want to spoil anything, but at one point in the game you will play as a defenseless character who must escape a mansion, and that is truly terrifying. With some introduction to Resident Evil by playing Resident Evil 1 and 0, this is the next game that you'll want to play in this bundle, and it is excellent. There's plenty of replayability in this game as you play as 2 different characters with 4 different start points, so you'll be spending quite a bit of time in the Raccoon City Police Department. At number 4, we have Resident Evil 3 Remake. You play as one of the main characters from Resident Evil 1, Jill Valentine. Suffering from PTSD due to the events of Spencer mentioned from Resident Evil 1, you are quickly thrown back into Raccoon City, overrun with zombies and another stalker character that is even deadlier than Mr. X, Nemesis. The experimental version of Mr. X, who's even more unstable and it can carry a multitude of weapons from flamethrowers to rocket launchers to miniguns. He is also very fast, being able to sprint at you from a distance. Every time you see Nemesis, run and hope that he doesn't just rush at you and crush your skull. As per classic Resident Evil, you are to find a way to escape a location, and this time you have to escape Raccoon City itself, finding keys to lock doors till you escape the horror. While in Resident Evil 2 you are mainly confined in buildings alone, in Resident Evil 3 you get to meet different citizens of Raccoon City who are fighting their own battles, and this gives the city and its population a lot of personality. The gameplay this time around feels more arcadey, especially once you move into New Game Plus with some new weapons. There is a dodge mechanic that you can use to dodge attacks, which really makes it a faster combat experience than Resident Evil 2. Some disappointing aspects of this game is the fact that it is much shorter than Resident Evil 2, clocking around 8 hours from start to finish for me, and it did a fair bit of exploring each area too. Secondly, the clock tower sequence from the original game was removed entirely, even though you can see the damn tower from the distance at one point in the game. Thirdly, the stalker character Nemesis is scary AF, but the fear of him becomes null and void later in the game when he stops stalking you due to an evolutionary reason. You will know what I mean when you play the game. In saying that, Resident Evil 3 is still an awesome game if you manage your expectations of the game's length compared to the other games, or have no knowledge about the original game in regards to cut content. At number 5, we have Resident Evil 4 HD Edition. The game that started the third-person perspective for the Resident Evil series. In this game, you once again take on the role of Leon Kennedy. It has been 6 years since the Raccoon City incident and Umbrella is no more. Leon is no longer a rookie cop and now works directly with the President of the United States. The President's daughter, Ashley Graham, has been kidnapped by a cult, the Los Illuminados, and it's Leon's job to find her and safely return her home. Upon reaching a Spanish village, you find out that the villagers have been infected with the Las Plagas virus, which allows them to be controlled by key figures in the cult. And there begins your journey through another harrowing tale of survival and escape. Enemies in this game are not just mindless monsters, they are mind-controlled humans and can run and gang up on you, which switch things up from mindless zombies. I played this game back on the PlayStation 2. I didn't find it too scary, but at the time the third-person action gameplay and the characters kept me coming back for more. There are a few memorable and terrifying monsters in this game, like the Garrador, the U3, and especially the Regenerator. The cult leaders like Salazar and Sadler that serve as bosses in this game are awesome too, each with their own unique personalities. Oh yes, and the Merchant, you will be quoting him for years to come. There are some returning characters for you to look forward to if you have been playing the games in story order, which I won't spoil. I find myself coming back to this game, trying higher and higher difficulties during my time with it. It is fun going from point A to point B, shooting down the infected as you go. I would highly recommend Resident Evil 4, and I hope that Resident Evil 4 Remake will live up to the legacy established by this original classic. And that is all for part 1 of the Resident Evil Decades of Horror bundle. In part 2, we will continue our journey through the story from Resident Evil Revelations to Resident Evil 8, even if it is just a coupon. If you like my content so far, feel free to smash the subscribe button and like this video. It really helps me out. I'll see you guys in the next video.